Happy morning, dear students. Today's topic is leukemia. This leukemia, this word comes from the Greek. Leukos means white. Emia means blood. It is a cancer of the blood or bone marrow. Okay, nothing is there. It is a blood cancer. Okay, a person who had leukemia suffers from abnormal production of blood cells, generally leukocytes, that is white blood cells is abnormally production is there in this condition. Nothing is there here. It is another type of one of the type of blood cancer. In this condition, the WBC is proliferating more. Okay, here what is anatomy and physiology of blood? Here the DNA of immature blood cells, mainly white cells, are become damaged in some way. Okay, so the production is more high, the WBC production is more high. Why? Because means because of the damage of the blood, immature blood cells is there in the DNA. By birth itself it is some damage is there, so the child, the production of the WBC is more. So compare, normally RBC lifespan is 120 days. After 120 days, this RBC is died. But in this condition, what happened? The production is more and more. The lifespan also is more, but refilling of the RBC was not there. So it may be obstruct that part. So the WBC was not here. The WBC is not matured. It won't work properly. So this is about the anatomy and physiology of the blood. Finally, what happened? The proliferation will be there. Which proliferation here? The WBC leukocytes proliferation is more high in this condition. Okay, here the leukemia have total 4 types. We will discuss later. Okay, this is about the leukemia. First, overview. What is leukemia and what? Okay, and coming to the introduction. Cancer of hepatopoietic system or disorder that results from the proliferation of malignant cells. Here the proliferation of malignant cells means here the cancerous cells are proliferated in this condition. The malignant cells are originated in the bone marrow, thymus and lymphatic system. If it is originates where the malignant cells, it means bone marrow cancer, and then thymus gland cancer, and then lymphatic cancer, like that they are explaining. And blood cells that originates in the bone marrow are called as hepatopoietic cells. Blood cells that originates in the lymph are called as lymphoid cells. Leukemia, it is a cancer of bone marrow. Lymphoma, the cancer of the lymphoid tissue. Okay, are you clear? This is about the just introduction of leukemia. Coming to the definition of leukemia. Leukemia is a malignant disease of blood forming organs. What are the blood forming organs here? Bone marrow, thymus gland and lymph. Here mainly the bone marrow. The leukemia is a malignant disease of blood forming organs. Here, the leukemia is a malignant progressive disease in which the bone marrow and other blood forming organs produce increased number of immature and abnormal leukocytes. These suppress the production of normal blood cells. Once this abnormal accumulation of WBC in the bone marrow, what happen? It may be obstruct the remaining RBCs. Okay, so the normal blood cells, it leading to anemia and other symptoms. Okay, this is about the definition. And coming to the etiology and then risk factors. The exact cause is unknown, but it is not known the cause, but several factors are associated with the leukemia. What are the factors? It includes the genetic factors. Genetic factors are a high incidence in acute leukemia, and chronic lymphocytic leukemia is reported in certain families. Some genetic factors, some that gene is carried on. Okay, so here their families is having this type of acute leukemia and then chronic lymphocytic leukemia. Okay, some they are having some histories related with the some those families is having genetically leukemias, that is acute leukemia and then chronic lymphocytic leukemia. And here the hereditary, it is an abnormality associated with an increased incidence of leukemia and then Down syndrome. here. Mainly it is a genetic. First of all, I explain in introduction itself, no, because of DNA immature blood cells, that is white cells is forming in the blood, it is having some damage. Okay, it may leads to some genetic deformities like Down syndrome, Fanconic aplastic anemia, trisomy 13, that is Patterson syndrome, etc. It is there, and identical twins, that is fractional twins, and sibling of the children with leukemia are also at the risk. Okay, increased risk is there. Why here the child is suffering? Because it is a genetic, means Down syndrome and trisomy 13 and Fanconic aplastic anemia, both are common, these are the common. But in identical twins, why it is occur? Means because one cell, the separation, the cell division is there, because of that some deformity, that is genetic deformity is there. So children is suffering with who are having twins, fractional twins, those are a high risk for this cancer, blood cancer or leukemia. Okay, and then the siblings who are, if in their family their elder brother or younger brother somebody is having any this leukemia, they are also high risk. Okay, it also increase the risk of those children. Okay, this is about the genetic factors. And coming to the second one, second cause, that is overexposure to ionized radiation and chemicals. Okay, because of exposure of the radiation and then chemicals, those children are born with the leukemia, blood cancer, can become a major risk factor of development of leukemia, with the disease developed years after initial exposures. Alkylating agents used to treat the cancer, especially in the combination with the radiation therapy, increased a person's risk of leukemia. Here, for the leukemic, if any person is suffering with the leukemia, they are underwent for the chemotherapy. So, because of using of some drugs, alkylating agents, it may affect the their children for this leukemia. And workers exposed with the chemical agents such as benzene. Okay, here the most they are having high risk because of exposure to this chemical. Okay, so these are the causes of overexposure to ionizing radiation and chemicals. And third one is congenital abnormalities. First is genetic, here it is in congenital abnormalities. Congenital abnormalities like Down syndrome, I said no, Down syndrome baby, they are having more congenital anomalies like this DNA immaturity, and they are suffering with this Down syndromes, and another complications also is associated along with this. Okay, that is the third cause is congenital abnormalities like Down syndrome. And fourth one is the presence of primary immune deficiency. Here the primary immune deficiency and infections with the human T cell leukemia virus type 1, that is HTLV1. Okay, here this because of this T cell leukemia, child is having primary immune deficiency. Okay, syndrome, it is presenting in these conditions. These are the four causes of leukemia. All of you clear? And coming to the types, here the types also is having four types. Okay, here there are four major types on the basis of acute, whereas chronic, and then term acute. Chronic refers to cell maturity and then nature of the disease onset. Here the types is total four, that is first one is acute lymphocytic leukemia. Here it is a sudden onset, the lymphatic system is having degeneration, proliferation of the WBC is there in the lymphatic system, so that is called as acute lymphocytic leukemia. And second one is acute myelogenous leukemia, and then third one is chronic lymphocytic leukemia, fourth one is chronic myelogenous leukemia. I will explain in detail, but these are the four types is most commonly we will see in the children. Okay, how many types? Four types: ALL, acute lymphocytic leukemia; AML, acute myelogenous leukemia; CLL, chronic lymphocytic leukemia; next CML, chronic myelogenous leukemia. These four we will discuss one by one. Okay, first, before that, here the primary difference between the four types is a rate of progression and where the cancer is developed. We will separate which side the lymphatic system or myelogenous, which side that cancer proliferating cells is developed more. We will rule out easily. Okay, and then chronic leukemia cells do not mature all the way, so they are not as capable to defending against the infections and normal lymphocytes. They won't. Whenever the chronic lymphocytic leukemia, in this condition, what happens, the proliferation cells is there, but it is immature, it won't act properly like in WBC. So what happened, because of that immature cells, they won't produce proper antibiotics, okay, antibodies. Here it may leads to the chronic leukemia, and acute leukemia cells begins to replicate before any immune functions have developed. Okay, this is about the types of acute leukemia. All of you clear? And coming to, we will discuss one by one. Here first one is acute lymphocytic leukemia. What is acute lymphocytic leukemia? It is a most common type of leukemia in children, accounts for 15% in adults. This type, immature lymphocytes proliferation in the bone marrow, most are B cell origin. Where it is developed, this immature proliferating cells in the bone marrow, mostly at the B cell origin it is developed. Okay, mostly this acute lymphocytic leukemia we will see in the children compared to the adults. Okay, only 15% of 15% only adults are having this acute lymphocytic leukemia. Okay, and the age of onset, when the age it is present, the onset is before 14 years of age. The peak incidence in between 2 to 9 years of age and in older adults. Okay, this is about the age onset. Okay, what is acute lymphocytic leukemia? Here immature lymphocytes proliferate in the bone marrow, it is there. Okay, because where the in the bone marrow means in the B cell origin it is developed. Okay, it won't work properly because it is an immature is there lymphocytes, it won't act as a WBC. Okay, it won't fight properly, so immature cells proliferation is there at the bone marrow cells, that is called as acute lymphocytic leukemia. Okay, the age group is before 14 years, the peak age is between 2 to 9 years of age group. Okay, the clinical manifestations of acute lymphocytic leukemia, ALL. Okay, the clinical features are, first one is fever, pale skin, bleeding, anorexia, fatigue and weakness. Why fever is there? Because once all infections is attacked with that babies, because here the WBC was not working properly, so immature cells is there, no, it won't work properly. So here child is suffering with the fever, and then pale skin means anemia, because RBC's reduction is there. So child is having anemia. And next, bone, joint and abdominal pain is there. Okay, because of proliferation, morely they are in the bone marrow. So the bone pain and then joint pain and then abdominal pain is there in this acute lymphocytic leukemia children. And generalized lymph adenopathy, infections, weight loss. Here the lymph glands is having some swelling is there, so generalized lymph adenopathy, all over the body it is there, and child is suffering with the infections and then weight loss. And next one is hepatomegaly, splenomegaly, headache and mouth sores is there. Why this hepatomegaly, splenomegaly is there? Means because of some inflammation. Here the enlargement of the spleen and then liver is there. Okay, and increased ICPs. Here the intracranial pressure also is increased, that is because of that child is suffering with the nausea, vomiting, lethargy, cranial nerve dysfunctions, and severe cry, high pitched cry is there. And then papillary edema, child is suffered with the severe headache, that is frontal region headache is there because of increased intracranial pressure. Okay, and then here the 4 P's is their clinical features, that is pallor, pyrexia and purpura pains. Okay, this is very very important. These four are more commonly seen in the acute lymphocytic leukemia. That is pallor, because of RBC reduction, child is having anemia. Second one is pyraxia, because of common infections. Here because child is affected with the some infections, it may leads to the temperature, increased temperature. Okay, because of that child is having pyraxia. And next one is purpura, because of thrombocytopenia. Here child is suffering with the purpura all over the body. Look at that image, child is having purpura over their body. And then next fourth one is pain. It is main clinical feature: pain, bone pain, pelvis pain, vertebral body's pain due to the expansion of the bone marrow activities. Okay, and then abdominal pain due to the liver and then spleen distension. I said no in early hepatomegaly and then splenomegaly. Because of that, child is suffering with the abdominal pain and then distension. Okay, these are the clinical manifestations in acute lymphocytic leukemia. All of you clear? These four pieces very very important: pallor, pyraxia, and purpura, and pain. Okay, and coming to the diagnostic evaluations of ALL, acute lymphocytic leukemia. Whenever we are checking the complete blood picture, child is having low RBC count, because RBC's reduction is there, but WBC, immature WBC is more in this condition. What happens? So child is suffering with the low RBC count, HB, hematocrits, and low platelet counts. And along with that, child is suffering with the low or high WBC count. Because of immature proliferation of WBC, here excessive WBC is stagnated in the bone marrow. So low or high WBC count is there. And then transverse illness of, whenever we are checking X-ray, here the transverse illness of transverse lines of the refraction at the end of metaphases of long bones, it is there. Here the transverse lines we will see in this bone marrow whenever we shown in X-rays. Here hypercellular bone marrow with the lymphoblasts, and lymphoblast also is possible in the CSF. Okay, along with that, presence of Philadelphia chromosome, that is 20 to 25% cases this Philadelphia chromosomes is present in these children. Okay, these are the diagnostic evaluation shows that. Okay, next second condition is acute myelogenous leukemia. Here AML, acute myelogenous leukemia. In this type, the presence it is in this type that it is represents only 1/4 of all leukemias, in which 85% of this type in adults. Okay, but most commonly seen in children, which type of leukemia? ALL, acute lymphocytic leukemia. Here the 85% of this acute myelogenous leukemia we will see in the adults. Only remaining 15% only we will see in the children. It is characterized by uncontrolled proliferation of metablast precursors or granulocytes. There is a hyperplasia of the bone marrow here, because of it is uncontrolled proliferation of the myeloblast precursors of granulocytes. Because of that, hyperplasia of the bone marrow is there. Okay, this is about the acute myelogenous leukemia. Mostly 85% we will see in the adults. Only 15%, that is 1/4%, we will see in the children. Okay, next one is agent of onset. Here the age of onset means here it is onset is often abrupt. That is dramatic. A patient may have serious infections and abnormal bleeding of onset of the disease. Because of here the age is mostly elderly only, they are having this acute myelogenous leukemia AML. Increased in the incidence in the advancing age. Peak incidency between the 60 to 70 years of age group. Okay, in old age people only we will recognize this acute myelogenous leukemia. Okay, and coming to the clinical manifestations, that those people are suffering with the fatigue, weakness, headache, mouth sores, anemia, bleeding, fever, infections, sternal tenderness, gingival hyperplasia, minimal hepatospleno and lymphadenopathy is there. These are the clinical manifestations we will see in acute myelogenous leukemia. In adults only we will see, that is 60 to 70 years of age group children. Okay, diagnostic evaluations, it shows that complete blood picture, it reveals that low RBC count, HB, hematocrit levels also is decreased, low platelet counts, low to high WBC count and meta myeloblasts is there, and high LDL, okay, low density cholesterol levels is there, okay, and greaterly hypercellular bone marrow with the myeloblast is there. Okay, these are the diagnostic evaluations reveals that. And third one is CLL, means chronic lymphocytic leukemia. It is most common type in adults. Okay, it is characterized by production and accumulation of functionally inactive but long life small mature appearing lymphocytes is there. Okay, chronic, it is a chronic lymphocytic leukemia. Here the production also is production, it is more and accumulated in functionally inactive, it is dumping. Okay, the WBC is dumping in the bone marrow and then blood forming areas. Okay, long life, it is a small mature appearing lymphocytes is there. So because of that, child is people are suffering with the chronic lymphocytic leukemia. Now the type of lymphocytic involves is usually B cell. The lymphocytes infiltrated the organ. Okay, this is about the chronic lymphocytic leukemia. Okay, mostly we will see in the adults only. Okay, which part it is affect means in the bone marrow B cell area it is affected. Okay, what happened in this condition? Production and accumulation of functionally inactive cells is WBC is forming, but it is having long life. Normally it is died once some span, but it is a long life it is there. So the accumulation of the WBC is there in this condition. And here the lymphadenopathy is present throughout the body, and there is an increased incidence of infection because of T cell deficiency or uh, hypogamma globulinemia is there. Child is suffering with this. The presence on nervous from enlarged lymph nodes caused pain and even paralysis also is there. The age onset is 50 to 70 years of age, rare below 30 years of age group children. Okay, this is about the chronic lymphocytic leukemia. Adults only they are having this CLL. The clinical features are no symptoms are frequently we will see, but here the disease of often detected during the examination for unrelated conditions, chronic fatigue, anorexia, and then splenomegaly, lymphadenopathy, hepatomegaly may progress for fever, night sweats and weight loss. Because of this we will identify those people are suffering with this chronic lymphocytic leukemia. Diagnostic evaluations are same, but here the mild anemia and then thrombocytopenia with the decreased progression it is there. The total WBC count is more than 1 lakh it is there. Okay, and hemolytic anemia, child is suffering with those people are suffering with hemolytic anemia, that is 4 to 11%. Thrombocytopenia purpura, that is 2 to 4% people are affected with that, and hypogammaglobulinemia is there. Hypogammaglobulinemia is there in this people. Okay, and coming to the chronic myelogenous leukemia, that is CML. Fourth one, it is caused by excessive development of mature neoplastic granulocytes in the bone marrow. The excess neoplastic granulocytes move into the peripheral blood in massive number and ultimately infiltrates the liver and then spleen. These cells contain distinctive cytogenic genetic abnormality, the Philadelphia chromosome, which serves as a disease marker and results from the translocation of genetic material between the chromosome, that is 9 and 22. Okay, because of this chromosomal abnormality, this CML is most commonly we will seen. It is a neoplastic condition. Mostly the mature neoplastic granulocytes is present in the bone marrow. Okay, it is an excessively developed in the bone marrow. Okay, mature neoplastic granulocytes. Okay, remember this. This is about the chronic myelogenous leukemia. Okay, age of onset is 25 to 60 years of age group. Peak incidence is around 45 years of age. Clinical manifestations is no symptoms are seen earlier. Fatigue and weakness, fever, sternal tenderness, weight loss, joint pain, pain in bone, massive splenomegaly, increased sweating is there. Okay, these are the clinical manifestations of chronic myelogenous leukemia. Diagnostic evaluation just relieves that is a complete blood picture. It shows that low RBC count, HB level, and then hematocrit level, high platelet count early and low count is there in the later. And presence of Philadelphia chromosome, that is 90% of patients we will see in. Okay, this is the one of the viva question, that is Philadelphia chromosome in which condition we will see in hematological conditions. Okay, that means in which condition we are seeing this Philadelphia chromosome? In leukemia condition only. Okay, that is chronic myelogenous leukemia we will see in this hematological conditions, that is Philadelphia chromosome. Okay, and coming to the management, total overall management of leukemia, that it includes chemotherapy, which is a major form of treatment of leukemia. These drug treatments used chemicals to kill the leukemic cells, and this can be a drug of combination of drugs. These can be in the form of pills or IV injections is there. Okay, okay, we will discuss one by one. For acute myelogenous leukemia, the treatment is anti-tumor antibiotics, and next we will use for uh, here the drugs, that is some drugs we are using, miscellaneous drugs also, combination drugs we will use it for the reduction of the tumor, that anti-tumor antibiotics, Dunorubicin. Okay, the drugs, these are the drugs we will use for the acute myelogenous leukemia. And for chronic for acute lymphocytic leukemia, we are using for alkylating agents, anti-tumor antibodies, and metabolic anti-metabolitic drugs and corticosteroids, mitotic inhibitors, and biological targeted therapy. We will use miscellaneous drugs according to the symptomatic treatment we will use, and other therapies like cranial radiation, intrathecal methotrexate, or cytarabine drugs we are using for the acute lymphocytic leukemia. Okay, and next, chronic myelogenous leukemia, same we will use the biological treated therapy. Here that is targeted therapy we will use, and miscellaneous combination chemotherapy, including we are using a combination of drugs, chemotherapeutic drugs, cytarabine drugs, and theogenous drugs, and vincristine and L-aspirinogene drugs we are using for the chronic myelogenous leukemia. It is a combination of chemotherapeutic drugs and other therapeutic drugs. Therapies means radiation, the total body radiation they are doing, and then spleen radiation they are doing in the chronic myelogenous leukemia. And fourth one is chronic lymphocytic leukemia. For that we are same using alkylating agents, anti metabolic drugs, and corticosteroids, biologic target therapies, and miscellaneous drugs and other therapies we are using, that is radiation along with this chemotherapeutic drugs. Okay, that is about the management. And coming to the surgical management, for acute myelogenous leukemia, autologous or autogenic hepatopoietic stem cell transplantation they are using. For acute lymphocytic leukemia, allogenic hepatopoietic stem cell transplant they are using. For chronic for chronic myelogenic leukemia, hepatopoietic cell transplant, and alpha interferon leukapheresis. This treatment they are using for surgical intervention of chronic myelogenous leukemia, and for chronic lymphocytic leukemia, splenectomy, allogenic hepatopoietic stem cell transplantation they are using. Okay, this is about the surgical intervention of leukemia. And nursing management, first you should assess the condition, and next assessment, planning, implementation, and evaluation. Under that, nursing diagnosis is there. Here I will given 5 nursing diagnosis. First one is ineffective. uh, Here first one is ineffective protection bar risk for infection related to neutropenia or leukocytosis secondary to leukemia to treat. Okay, and you should assess that condition and then plan according to the interventions. And next one is decreased cardiac output related to thrombocytopenia secondary to either the leukemia or treatment. Okay, third one is fatigue related to side effects of the treatment, low hemoglobin levels, pain, lack of sleep. Okay, fourth one is imbalanced nutrition, less than body requirement related to anorexia, pain, or fatigue. Fifth one is a disturbed body image resulting alopecia because child is using the chemotherapeutic drugs. So weight loss and fatigue also is there. Okay, you should give proper interventions. This is about the nursing management of leukemia. All of it clear? I hope everybody is understand today's topic.